Anna, hey, fire in the sun. Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey, Anna, hey. Be different. It's cool, like if you feel the eggshell itself, they're really thick. Like if you imagine you were cracking that against the side of a frying pan, you'd have to like whack a couple times.
But they have a really good membrane.
Yeah, it's the membrane, which you can feel on those too. The membrane that's holding these together, it's like skin.
Oh, look at the color.
Really, really different from. So I think spending time outside and learning these skills are beneficial to everybody, but also something that everybody deserves to have an opportunity to learn to connect with the natural world. Whether or not we feel connected with the natural world, we are. And instantly I think of the hard skills that they come away with, learning friction fire stuff and how to build shelter, fox walking, how to move silently in the woods. But I think what it really comes down to that I see them learning the most is a sense of feeling at home in the woods. For the younger kids, it translates to them just seeming really comfortable and happy out in the woods. You see them playing and pretending and making characters out of trees and rocks and you know, flopping down in the dirt, you know, running and jumping over logs and just treating it like they would a playground or like they would their own living room. And having that sense of feeling at home in their bodies and in the woods, in all the different changes of weather too. They have that same sense of being comfortable, whether it's a really hot day or a rainy day. They don't feel as afraid of thunderstorms because they've seen how to take care of themselves in these situations or in snowstorms. And with the older kids, I think these different skills translate also to a sense of feeling at home, but it translates into a sense of self-confidence. I think learning how to make fires all by themselves with one match or with a friction kit and gathering their own tinder bundle that they know they can start a fire, it instills a lot of confidence and a feeling of being comfortable, knowing they can take care of themselves, and just a real sense of pride of knowing the names of the different trees, knowing they're skilled with carving with a knife. So there's a lot of hard skills and sort of the naturalist soft skills, but I sort of see it boiling down to those things for a lot of them.
A Rikki Tikki Tamba.
A Rikki Tikki Tamba.
A masa masa masa. And fun is super, super important. Laughter and shared good times and playing is one of the key pieces that help kids feel comfortable any place. So we try and have tons of fun and tons of laughter and tons of stories. What can you discover for yourself? Where can you explore? And then come back and share. So this sense of celebration is also part of the learning, and it's really critical to people feeling connected and inspired. Which goes right along with that is this philosophy of gratitude. If we go through life with an attitude of appreciation of what's here, the beauty, the food, the friction fire kits that will come right out of the woods, and the power of our community, then we've got something going. And that's not just something that we have happen at 4-H Acres or wherever we're running programs for primitive pursuits. That philosophy is something we try to tell kids to take home. So when we do an activity, we'll often say, and what would this look like in your own area? How can you start making those connections where you live, in your backyard, in your park, and then who can you teach about it? How can you share this skill with somebody else? And that way that connection's really grown and it really does become this shared home.
If I come out in these woods without kids by myself, it's really eerie because I always feel like there should be kids running around and playing, and sometimes it's so eerie that I can almost hear and see them out there when no one's around. I can hear those games of camouflage being called out, those all in still echoing through the woods. And on really special nights, if you come out here alone and the moon is just right and the astrological configuration is lined up, you can still see Tim out there with a Tinder bundle in front of a bunch of kids blowing it, just like in the pictures.
I like the amount that I get to laugh during a day of Permanent Pursuits. I don't think there's anyone else who gets to laugh as much as we do. Because we do a lot of these things like holding these Atlas beard throwers, which is for some kids when they get really excited because they think about, you know, the idea of this throwing through the air and actually hitting an animal, but we sort of slow it down and we actually give the kids time to think about what that actually means to take the life of an animal and when might you actually need to do that and what kind of feelings that sparks in a human being when you're doing something like that. So it's just a different way of sort of relating to nature that we provide, one thing.
This is those like fine stripes, that's a hickory tree, and hickories make really good bows, super tough wood. That's what I made my bow out of. But if we look around, it's actually the only hickory tree here besides that one there, which isn't very healthy.
That
Is go like this.
muscle. That's muscle.
You feel those like ripples? That's muscle wood. But yeah, since this is like the only hickory tree right around here, I think we should leave it. I really like them to have their own appreciation of nature, and I like when I'm walking in the woods with kids and they're finding stuff and showing it to me instead of the other way around. And I like when they're just asking a lot of questions and wondering about things. And I think the thing I like best though is when they are so comfortable in the woods that they go out by themselves and that they don't need me to be there, that they can go home and what they want to do is go outside and go exploring and try new things and try to make their own fire, try to make their own shelter, just looking at trees and plants and other wonders.
Well, I think it's a day each week that I know he's going to be outside and learning about the woods and the forest, so we've really enjoyed the opportunity for him to do that. Well, there's a confidence level that has been like just exponentially growing, and you know, just specific facts and things that he knows how to do that I think is great.